There's someone who gets under your skin in a way no one else does. You can handle criticism from strangers. You can shrug off insults from people you don't respect. But this one person, maybe a coworker, maybe a family member, maybe someone you barely know, they say one thing and your whole body tightens. Your jaw clenches. Your mind starts racing with all the things you should have said. You tell yourself they're not worth it. You tell yourself to let it go. But hours later, you're still replaying the conversation in your head, still arguing with a ghost who isn't there. It doesn't make sense. You've dealt with worse people. You've faced bigger problems. So why does this one person have so much power over you? Jung spent his life studying this question, and his answer will make you uncomfortable. The people who bother you most are not showing you who they are. They're showing you who you are. The traits that trigger you in others are almost always traits you've disowned in yourself. The coworker whose arrogance infuriates you carries a confidence you were taught to suppress. The friend whose selfishness disgusts you exercises a self-interest you've been shamed out of expressing. The family member whose neediness exhausts you mirrors a vulnerability you refuse to acknowledge in yourself. This is the shadow. The parts of you that you buried so deep you forgot they existed, and they don't stay buried. They get projected onto everyone around you. This isn't about blame, it's about recognition. When you understand that your reaction to someone says more about you than it does about them, everything changes. The anger stops being righteous. It starts becoming information. Every time someone triggers you, they're pointing directly at an unhealed part of your psyche. Not because they're wise, not because they're trying to help, but because your unconscious mind uses them as a screen to project what it can't face directly. Jung called this the mirror of the self. The world reflects back what you refuse to see. And the people who disturb your peace are the clearest mirrors you'll ever find. Think about the last person who made you furious. Now ask yourself honestly what quality in them set you off. Was it their dishonesty? Ask where you've been dishonest with yourself. Was it their cruelty? Ask where you've been cruel in ways you've justified. Was it their weakness? Ask where you feel weak and hate yourself for it. This isn't comfortable work. It's the opposite. But it's the only work that actually frees you. Because as long as you keep projecting your shadow onto others, you'll keep finding villains everywhere you look. The world will seem filled with terrible people, and you'll never realize that you're fighting the same battle over and over again with different faces. Jung understood that wholeness requires integration. You don't become peaceful by destroying the parts of yourself you don't like. You become peaceful by accepting them. The rage you feel toward others is really rage toward yourself that you've redirected because it's safer. The judgment you cast on others is judgment you can't bear to turn inward. When you reclaim these projections, when you own your shadow instead of exiling it, other people lose their power over you, not because they change, because you do. The hook they used to catch you with is gone. There's nothing left to snag. You've already faced in yourself what they were reflecting back. There's a practical layer to this too. Most anger comes from expectation. You expect people to behave a certain way, and when they don't, you feel betrayed. But where did that expectation come from? Not from them. They never signed a contract agreeing to your terms. The expectation came from you, from a fantasy of how people should be that has nothing to do with how people are. Jung saw this as a form of unconsciousness. The less aware you are of your own patterns, the more you demand the world conform to them. The more conscious you become, the more you see people as they are, rather than as you need them to be. And when you stop needing them to be different, their behavior stops controlling your emotions. This doesn't mean you tolerate abuse. It doesn't mean you let people walk over you. Boundaries are essential, but boundaries set from clarity feel different than boundaries set from reactivity. When you're triggered, your boundaries are walls built in panic. When you're integrated, your boundaries are doors you open and close deliberately. Jung never advocated for passivity. He advocated for awareness. Know why you're angry before you act on the anger. Know what part of you is being activated before you project it onto someone else. This knowledge doesn't weaken your response. It makes it precise. You stop swinging at shadows and start addressing what's actually in front of you. The person who never gets angry isn't suppressing anything. They've simply done the work of meeting themselves so completely that other people can't show them anything they haven't already seen. Insults don't land because there's no wound to hit. Provocations don't work because there's no button left to push. This isn't numbness. It's the opposite. It's feeling everything fully, but from a place of ownership rather than victimhood. Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming whole. And it's the only real path to peace that doesn't require the world to cooperate. You will meet difficult people for the rest of your life. Some of them will be cruel. Some will be petty. Some will seem designed specifically to test you. But every single one of them is offering you a gift wrapped in discomfort. They're showing you where you're still fragmented, where you've rejected parts of yourself that need to be reclaimed, where your peace is conditional on circumstances instead of rooted in wholeness. Jung spent decades helping people understand this. The ones who listened stopped being victims of the world. They became students of it. And the people who used to destroy their peace became their greatest teachers. The next time someone bothers you, pause before you react. Ask what they're mirroring. Ask what part of yourself you're seeing in them that you've refused to see directly. This single question will do more for your peace than any technique, any mantra, any strategy for managing emotions, because it goes to the root. It treats the cause rather than the symptom. And over time, as you integrate more of your shadow, you'll notice something strange. The people who used to infuriate you will start to seem almost neutral, not because they've changed, because the projection has been withdrawn. And without that projection, they're just people, flawed, unconscious, struggling people, exactly like you.